right, you guys, happy Monday. I am back. I know you guys missed me because I definitely missed you more. And I feel so much better after getting out to the mountains. I've now, I think, officially accepted that Charlie Kirk is not coming back. And somehow it took me longer to get there. It took me longer to accept that fact than it did many others. Some people accepted it within just a matter of days. His quote unquote closest friends, his closest political allies, the White House, they all seemed kind of ready to move on so much faster than I was. And now it's looking like some people even may have accepted Charlie's death within minutes. There is a video that is currently circulating of his chief of staff, Mikey McCoy. It's going viral for a lot of reasons. We're going to go through that video and buckle up because I have an even more exclusive, never before seen video that I think is going to make your skin crawl. Plus, I have even more never before seen text messages from Charlie Kirk. Incredibly, Charlie Kirk did in fact know that turning point was going to be the death of him, and I have proof of that. He also knew that I was the only person who was going to step up to defend him after he was gone. That sounds crazy, but it's the truth. So let's get started, and welcome back to Candace. So here is where I was. I went to Wyoming to breathe, to hike, to listen to way too much Kanye West music. I absolutely love the mountains. I am a mountain person, so to speak. Wyoming is, in fact, my favorite state in the union. And it felt fitting also because the first time I ever visited Wyoming, I was with Charlie Kirk. I then visited Wyoming many times thereafter over the years. And he was the last time I went to Wyoming, I was with Charlie Kirk. It was the last person I visited with. And it was for, ironically, Foster Fries's funeral, who was a big time donor to Turning Point USA, still is, I believe. Charlie, I was thinking out there and remembering, paid for my flight to Wyoming. I had to get there very quickly because I was doing Joe Rogan's podcast. It was huge. I didn't even know what the Joe Rogan podcast was at that moment. That's how I was so not politically inclined at all. And he's like, this is the biggest podcast. You got to do this. I completely bombed it, by the way. I was so nervous. I think I said like about 3,000 times. But then I had to very quickly get over to Wyoming because Kanye had invited me to his album release party. And again, ironically, where he held that album release party would be where years later, Foster Fries would have his funeral. And so Wyoming felt fitting. I fished while I was out there. And so I want you guys to know another fun fact about Charlie Kirk. He hated fishing. He absolutely loved the mountains. He loved hiking. He was quite the athlete, but he hated fishing. It just was not his thing. In the same way that golf is just not my thing. Fishing was not his. And this photo that I'm about to show you makes me laugh because we were in British Columbia fishing. And here's a photo of me and Charlie. And I was so excited about this catch. Charlie's eyes are closed here. And as soon as, I think it was Don Jr., it might have been Corey Lewandowski, hit flash, took the picture, Charlie just went, ugh. I don't know why you guys like this because he was too hyperactive. He always wanted to be planning and doing a million things at once. And fishing takes time. You got to set the bait. It's now been 47 days since my friend Charlie Kirk was executed in front of the world, because that's what it was, a public execution. And call me crazy. Many people do. But I was so clearly deluded in the immediate aftermath of his death that I was operating under this function. I mean, I truly believed that I would be fighting for answers to what actually happened on 9/10 alongside Charlie's inner circle. I thought the band maybe was going to get back together. We were all going to maybe be on a group chat. Me, Tyler Boyer, Andrew Colvett, Stacey Sheridan even. If you're wondering who Stacey Sheridan is, by the way, she's the one who's holding the camera when Charlie's casket is being escorted off of Air Force Two. She's like the chief money person, essentially, at Turning Point USA. She was brought in to reel in the big donors. I remember exactly when that happened. All of those people, by the way, were actually brought in by Tyler Boyer. He's a very important character in the story, but we're going to get into all of that tomorrow. The point that I'm making here is that I had assumed, clearly wrongly, that we'd all maybe be on a group chat communicating raising hell and demanding answers from the feds, from the police, from the White House even. Certainly, at the very least, pointing out the very many holes in this story. And if any one of us had the audacity or the desire to carry on Charlie Kirk's show, that would be the appropriate venue for asking those sorts of questions. But no, I was wrong. Silence. Silence is what we were met with. In fact, I am told that these people believe the official narrative. Lone shooter. No one else involved. Just a crazy guy with too many pronouns in his bio. Hey, 1963 called and they want their narrative back. All that's missing from the story is a grassy knoll, right? Just need a grassy knoll. Anyways, back at headquarters, I am told it's business as usual. And it's kind of giving me like, I don't know, LBJ when he gets sworn in that famous picture. Unfortunately, sworn in. Unfortunately, of course, he's sad in this photo. Gosh, he's obviously not wanting to be the president of the United States. JFK was shot and killed. And now LBJ has to step up, unfortunately. But I got to be honest, I wasn't there. I don't think LBJ was actually that upset. I don't know why. Vibes. The vibes just aren't vibing for me in that picture. But maybe he was. Maybe the truth is that LBJ simply, to use an expression, had his wits about him. And JFK had a plan. Like in the event that he had been horrifically assassinated in front of the world, JFK maybe had a succession plan.